Filming live from the firehouse in downtown North Manchester, it's Good Night with Christopher Blue. With special guest, Professor Utonium. I'm your co-host Reverb, and here's Christopher Blue.
Hello, and welcome to Good Night with Christopher Blue. I'm Christopher Blue, and we have a guest tonight that wasn't that.
Wait, there's no Powerpuff Girls?
No, not tonight. But before we get to him,
subscribe.
Please, subscribe. For the children.
Subscribe.
Children need subscribes. Here's our number.
Subscribe.
We need to make that reach 1,000.
Subscribe. Do it.
When we come back, Professor Promethium.
Hey! Tell me how I can win the $100 gift card.
That's why I'm here? That's easy. All you have to do is subscribe to Good Night with Christopher Blue. Make sure it's public so we know you're subscribed. Comment the secret word on every video. It'll appear. It'll look something like this. And then another way you can be put in for the entry is you can win 5 entries by just joining our Patreon. At the end of season 2, we'll do a live stream where we'll do a drawing for the $100 gift card, but also a bunch of merch.
This better be right.
Welcome back. Tonight's guest has me looking like a fool most times when he's here, but I keep having him back on. Put your hands together for Professor Promethium!
Who's this Professor Antonio?
Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are 3 new subscribers. My bad.
So now that we got your name settled with Reverb there, usually you have stuff set up when you come out. I guess explain what you're planning on doing here.
Well, I kind of, I guess, foolishly thought that you would have something set up for me when I got here, but clearly that's not the case. So we might need to do a little bit of science magic to get my setup going, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have anything set up for you.
I think I might have something in here. All right.
Okay, wow.
Impressive, right?
That's so impressive. Chethy, play a clip of what we had to do to get this to happen. Okay, sorry.
That can be like end credit scene.
All right, wow. Okay, so Professor, we have a setup here. I have no idea what we're about to do. I kind of know what we're about to do. But you take it away. Explain what we're about to do.
Yeah, so this time, all my experiments are going to have to do with fire today.
Yes.
So we're going to be lighting things on fire in many different ways. The first way, we're going to light a fire and see if we can manipulate how the fire looks.
Okay.
By changing the air around. So right now, we have this tube that's been cut in half. Not fancy or
Which I do want to say, you said manipulating the air around it. If you have not seen the last time Professor Promethium was on, it was all about air and air experiments. So this kind of ties into the last time you were here.
Plug for the last
Yeah.
The next one he's going to do is going to have to do with Earth.
Yeah.
And then water.
See what I can do about that. But I have 2 halves of us here. We cut in half here. Made sure it's plexi so you can see what's going on in there. And we have this little container here that's filled with a flammable liquid.
Okay.
Because fire is dangerous, I'm not going to go out of my way to say what this flammable liquid is for everyone at home.
Yeah.
Pickle juice.
It's flammable pickle juice, yes.
So, with our fire here, do you know what fire is?
So I would...
Plasma?
I'm not
Energy?
the most educated person in the world. We all know this, Professor. But to my understanding, isn't fire a form of plasma?
That's what most people go to.
Okay.
So fire is a chemical reaction that's happening called combustion, where you have something, be it wood or gasoline, whatever it is you are burning, that is breaking down into simpler substances. And when it breaks down, it releases energy, and that energy normally takes the form of heat and light, and that's what we call fire, that heat and light that's produced from it. Most of us make the jump to plasma, but it's not quite plasma. To get plasma, you really need... Lightning is really one of the only examples of naturally occurring plasma on this planet. The sun is another example of plasma. We're not quite to that level yet.
I believe we have a student.
Miss Clifton! Miss Clifton! I just wanted to say that my second answer was right. I said plasma first, then plasma energy.
Wow.
So yes, so what we're seeing is the
Brown
release
noser.
of heat and light, and that's what we call fire. Now, I'm going to light this in a very unconventional manner here.
Okay, well, why aren't you just striking it to light it?
Well, I may have forgotten an actual matchbox.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I want to play with that.
There we go. Took it a while for us to actually see it there, but now we see the fire, and right now the airflow around it is pretty normal. The fire is going up because the heat is making it rise. Right, we have our standard fire going on here.
Okay.
If I take these two and I close them, we should get about the same reaction. The air is kind of flowing through, maybe a little bit more through the cracks, so we see a little bit more turbulence going on. But if I just offset it a little bit here, we should be able to get the air to make an S-curve through that and get the fire to actually spiral up as the fire burns.
Are we making a friggin' fire tornado right now?
We are making a fire tornado. So one of the things that fire needs to combust is oxygen, right? So the oxygen is feeding the fire right now, so we don't want to cut off that oxygen. But if we change how it moves, the fire will then match how the air is flowing around it, and we have now made a small fire tornado.
How can we make a big fire tornado?
You can make a big fire tornado with things such as a fire pit and multiple fans set up around. I don't want to damage your set.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
why I didn't bring one of those in, so I brought a more manageable fire tornado with me today.
Fair enough. It's
So
pretty.
yeah, once that S-curve's going, you get a pretty controlled fire tornado going on there. Once you break the S-curve by either moving apart, you see the fire tornado
Wow.
instantly goes back to normal because of that airflow difference.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Experiment 1 down.
I'll get it to that.
Yeah. Okay. There it is.
All right, cool. Right.
All right. So, what do we need for experiment 2?
So experiment 2, we're going to burn some things in a much faster way than we were burning this here.
Okay.
So the next one, we're going to make fire happen very quickly with very small particles and see if we can create some fireballs.
Ooh. Great balls of fire. That was for the older people in the audience.
Goodness gracious.
All right, so we're going to use, again, some movie magic to get
Okay.
rid of this here, so...
Man. This is crazy.
I would like to point out to the viewers at home that magic is not science.
What about magic is just science we don't understand yet?
That part is true. But yeah,
It's magic.
The relationship between magic and science. All right, so my next experiment here, we are going to start off by creating a fire and then making a combustion very quickly in the air and see what happens with that.
Okay.
So while I start this, I'm going to give you two a little quiz here.
All
What
right.
are the ingredients you need to start a fire?
I got this.
Go.
You need oxygen, you need fuel,
Uh-huh.
and you need a spark?
Correct. So right now,
Finally!
we have plenty of oxygen all over
Yeah.
us, right? So we have the first one there. We are going to have the matches be our spark in this
Okay.
case to start the fire. And inside of here, I have a super secret sciencey fuel source
Ooh.
that
Oxygen.
we are going to pour on the fire and see what then happens.
Okay.
So again, we all know the reason I am starting this fire this way. There we go. We're gonna light these here. See how fast we can light these.
Now, would it be beneficial to bring a camera in closer? To
Perhaps this is going to be a larger experiment, so I am going to stand up for this one here. And, safety first.
Right,
So
okay.
goggles are going to be on. So right now, we have our spark, we have our oxygen. We're going to see what happens once I pour this very secretive science fuel source on this fire.
Okay.
There we go.
Huh. Ooh.
We can see this fuel source is combusting in the air. The particles are very small, so we're getting a very big fire.
Yeah.
All of those particles are combusting at the same time, giving us very large fireballs going on here.
Yeah.
It is happening very quickly, though, so even though it might look dangerous, the fire does burn itself out very quickly, and we can use this method to create fireballs.
Okay. So, like, what? Oh, okay. So many questions. You say fireballs.
Yes.
In this, like, could I find a way to throw one of these fireballs?
So that is very tricky to do because you would need to maintain the combustion as the fireball is traveling and have a fuel source that won't like immediately burn itself out. And that the problem is to get the intensity, the fire is going to burn itself out fairly quickly.
Okay.
Right? In order to have a fuel source travel that long, you're going to have more of a smoldering kind of fire.
So this is more fireballs for kids.
In a safer manner, yes.
I just am trying to trick you into advertising fire is for kids.
Again, we are not playing with fire at home.
That's right. Well, that was awesome. Is there a reason that you don't want to share what the fire source is?
Because it's probably material that most people have at their homes.
Okay, fair enough.
Very easy to obtain.
Fair enough. Well, wonderful. So we've made a fire tornado. We've had fireballs.
Yes.
We do experiments in threes here. What do you need for the third one?
So my next experiment is going to be, again, creating another fire, but kind of along the same lines where we're talking about small particles and the fire happening very quickly. Mm-hmm. So my next experiment is going to be creating a fire very quickly in a contained environment. It's going to happen very fast, and it's going to make a sound. It's going to be like a whoosh sound.
Okay, I'm excited to see it.
So again, we're going to need to do some movie magic again to clear this table, and so get pretty good at this.
Yeah, you are a science wizard.
So
Wizard.
for this one, we obviously have this big container here. This
Yes.
is what the fire is going to be created in. We now have our fuel source is contained in here.
Is it the same fuel source as the first?
It is the same fuel source as the first one. It is not water, so I'm not going to try and drink it or anything like that. What I'm going to do might seem a little odd at first. I'm going to pour it into this container here, like move it around a little bit so the whole inside is coated and then dump the rest out.
Okay.
I'll explain what I'm doing in a little bit. So I'm going to start by pouring all of this in here. And we're going to
It's making me thirsty.
slash all around inside of here, coating the inside with this science.
Oh boy.
We don't actually need the liquid. We need the fumes created by the liquid.
Interesting.
So in the last experiment, we talked about small particles. These fumes are particles in and of themselves that are much smaller. And with fire, the smaller the particles, the better and the faster the reaction actually happens.
Okay.
So we're just coating the inside to kind of trap as much of the fumes in here as possible. And we'll just pour the rest out inside of here. So now we have a whole bunch of tiny particles inside of here. And we're going to need to cut the lights in a little bit. So I think we can see this a little bit. And I think you might have the ability to make that happen.
That's right. We've installed the Christopher Blue clapper, and it only works when I clap. So here we go. There we go.
First here.
All right.
So we are going to, again, start with all right. So this is going to happen very quickly.
All right.
So I'm going to drop this match in here. We're going to see what happens inside. Right?
Let's see it.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo! All right. Can we do that one more time?
The answer is no.
Oh, okay.
You have to wait at least 30 minutes for it to happen again.
Ooh, interesting. Why?
Because it burned off most of the fumes, but not all of the fumes. The fumes that are left are hanging around up in the neck there, so if I try it again, it will make a ghostly flame that hangs out in there that is almost unquenchable.
Wow.
Which is why this is discolored up here, because I might have tried it a couple of times.
Okay, that is awesome. Hopefully Chethiya got that for an instant replay. Whew.
All right, and then if we want to pull the lights back up, we can talk a little bit about what happened with
Yeah,
this.
please.
All right.
I'm not clapping them back on. I'm just using my mind powers.
So,
Oh, there's smoke in there.
Yeah, so one of the things you will notice, it's not actually smoke. Because of the temperature and pressure change, if you recall the very first time I was on the show and I made clouds in a bottle, the same effect is happening inside of here because of the temperature and pressure change that we just made happen in this
So
bottle.
this is a fire cloud?
It is a fire cloud.
A floud.
You're a wizard!
I do my best.
Ah, that is awesome. Now, alchemy, we're getting from the audience. Wow. Professor, as always, this was amazing. We didn't have any questions for you this time around.
Actually,
we do have a question.
how heavy would that cloud be? Would you be able to pour it out?
How heavy is it?
I mean, like, would it be heavier than the air around it? If you?
It is a little heavier than the air is around it to pour it out. So it technically would pour, but because the pressure outside is different than the pressure inside, it would dissipate very quickly.
Bummer.
So you wouldn't be able to
Enjoy it.
Gotcha. Better.
Okay. Well, man.
But if I pick it up and move it around, you should see it. It is.
Oh, yeah?
It does tilt and move on its side as I do that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Professor, it was wonderful having you as always. If you have any questions for Professor Promethium, please go on to any of our socials and use the hashtag Professor Promethium to ask any science question. Man, that's our show. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to click that bell so you get notified whenever we upload new content. Until next time, good night, my sweet baby angels. I'll see you in the future.